Welcome back, coin lovers. Today, we reveal 4 fascinating 1-cent coins from the United States, small in size, but massive in historical value. These coins represent American legacy, rare designs, and hidden details that most people never notice. Each coin tells a powerful story of time, culture, and collector's passion. If you love rare coins, priceless history, and surprising discoveries, you're in the right place. So watch till the end. Let's get started. The 1975 1-cent coin is part of the long-running Lincoln cent series of the United States, a coin that connects modern America with its historical roots. This coin was produced at the Denver Mint in the year 1975, which is identified by the small letter D below the date. At that time, the United States was recovering from economic challenges such as inflation and rising metal prices, and everyday coins like the penny played an important role in daily trade. The penny of 1975 continued the traditional design that Americans had known for decades, symbolizing stability and respect for national history during a period of social and economic change. On the front side of the coin appears the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. His image has been used on the 1-cent coins since 1909 to honor his leadership, his role in preserving the Union, and his efforts to end slavery. The words, "In God We Trust," appear above his head, while the year, 1975, and the mint mark, D, are placed beside him. This design reflects the American tradition of placing important national values and respected historical figures on currency. Lincoln's calm and thoughtful expression on the coin reminds people of unity, justice, and responsibility. The reverse side of the 1975 penny shows the Lincoln Memorial, a famous monument located in Washington, D.C. The building is displayed with detailed columns, and within its center, a tiny image of Lincoln can be seen seated inside the memorial. Above the monument are the words, "United States of America," and "E pluribus unum," which means, out of many, one. Below the building is written, 1 cent. This design was introduced in 1959 and remained in use until 2008, making it one of the longest-running reverse designs in U.S. coin history. The Lincoln Memorial design represents respect for democracy and the nation's founding principles. The metal composition of the 1975 penny is mainly copper, with small amounts of zinc and tin mixed in. This made the coin strong enough to last for many years in circulation while still being affordable to produce at the time. The coin weighs about 3.11 grams and has a smooth edge. During the 1970s, the cost of copper was increasing, which later caused the U.S. government to change the metal composition of pennies in the 1980s. Therefore, the 1975 penny belongs to the final era of mostly copper pennies, making it historically important for collectors who prefer traditional metal coins. In 1975, the Denver Mint produced billions of 1-cent coins to meet the needs of a growing population and expanding economy. Because so many were made, the 1975 penny is considered a common coin today. Millions of people used these coins in shops, vending machines, and daily transactions. Even though it is common, each coin still tells a story of the time in which it was created, an era of changing technology, rising prices, and shifting national priorities in the United States. Collectors today look at the 1975 penny not just for its face value but for its condition and special features. Coins that remain shiny and uncirculated are far more valuable than those that are worn and scratched. Some examples may also contain minting errors, such as off-center strikes or doubled letters, which can make them rare and desirable. These error coins are studied carefully by experts and can sometimes be worth much more than ordinary pennies. Because of this, many people search through old jars and collections hoping to find a special version of this coin. The historical importance of the 1975 1-cent coin is connected to the long tradition of the Lincoln cent itself. Since 1909, the penny has served as a symbol of American identity and memory. The 1975 version reflects the values of its time: respect for history, strong national symbols, and practical use in daily life. It also represents a period before major changes in coin materials and before the modern redesigns of U.S. currency began. Today, the 1975 penny is no longer just a piece of money but a small artifact of American history. It reminds collectors and historians of how currency connects people to their past. Even though its monetary value is usually small, its historical and educational value is meaningful. Each coin carries the image of Lincoln, the message of unity, and the memory of a nation moving forward during the mid-1970s. In conclusion, the 1975 United States 1-cent coin is a simple yet powerful symbol of American heritage. With Abraham Lincoln on one side and the Lincoln Memorial on the other, it links leadership with remembrance. Its copper composition, mass production, and long circulation make it an important example of everyday history. For collectors, it is a window into the past. For ordinary people, it is a reminder that even the smallest coin can carry a great story.
In the closing years of the Cold War era, when America was moving toward a new technological age, the United States released one of its most quietly important coins, the 1988 1-cent coin. Struck at the Denver Mint, this small copper-colored coin carried much more than just a value of 1 cent. It represented continuity, national identity, and a long tradition of honoring Abraham Lincoln, one of the most respected presidents in American history. By 1988, the Lincoln cent had already been in circulation for nearly 80 years, and yet it still remained the backbone of everyday American transactions, appearing in pockets, jars, and cash registers across the country. The 1988 penny belongs to the Lincoln Memorial Series, a design that had been in use since 1959. On the obverse side, the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, originally created by sculptor Victor David Brenner in 1909, remained unchanged. Lincoln's calm and thoughtful expression symbolized unity, freedom, and strength. The inscriptions, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date, 1988, surrounded his portrait, while the small d mintmark below the date identified it as a product of the Denver facility of the United States Mint. This mintmark is crucial for collectors because it distinguishes this coin from those made in Philadelphia and San Francisco. The reverse side of the 1988 penny displayed the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The building's detailed columns and steps reflected America's respect for its historical leaders. Hidden within the design, between the central pillars of the memorial, was a tiny engraving of Lincoln himself, making this coin one of the few in the world to show the same person on both sides. Above the memorial were the words, "United States of America," and "E pluribus unum," while below it read, 1 cent. These words reminded citizens that although the coin was small, it carried the spirit of a united nation. One of the most important aspects of the 1988 penny was its composition. By this time, U.S. pennies were no longer made of solid copper. Rising metal prices had forced the mint to change the formula in 1982. The 1988 cent was composed of 97.5% zinc with only a thin outer layer of 2.5% copper plating. This change reduced production costs and allowed the government to continue producing billions of pennies each year without financial loss. However, this also made the coin more vulnerable to corrosion and damage if the copper layer was scratched, exposing the zinc core underneath. In terms of mintage, the Denver Mint produced over 5.2 billion 1-cent coins in 1988, making it one of the highest production years in penny history. This massive output shows how essential the penny still was to everyday commerce in the late 1980s. From grocery stores to gas stations, the 1988 penny played a silent role in millions of daily transactions. Although common in circulation, its enormous production scale reflects the economic activity of the era and the demand for low-denomination currency. While most 1988 pennies are only worth their face value today, collectors search for special examples in excellent condition. Coins graded in mint state, especially Mississippi 65 or higher, can sell for several dollars. Even more valuable are coins with striking errors. These include off-center strikes, double dies, clipped planchettes, or weak strikes where parts of the design appear faded. Such error coins are rare and can be worth from tens to hundreds of dollars depending on their uniqueness and condition. Because of this, many people carefully examine old penny jars hoping to discover a hidden treasure. The 1988 penny also holds cultural significance. It comes from a period when America was preparing to enter the digital age. Personal computers were becoming popular, space exploration was advancing, and the Cold War was nearing its end. This small coin circulated through that moment in history, passing from hand to hand while witnessing the transition of society. Coins like this are time capsules, preserving not only metal but also memories of an era. Another fascinating detail is the quality of strike and design clarity. Compared to earlier decades, the 1988 D penny often shows sharper lettering and cleaner lines because of improved minting technology. However, some examples show weak details due to worn dies, which also makes them interesting to collectors. The variety of conditions in which these coins are found today tells the story of their long journey through circulation. For many collectors, the appeal of the 1988 D penny lies in its accessibility. It is affordable, easy to find, and yet rich in history. It offers beginners a chance to start collecting Lincoln cents without spending large amounts of money. At the same time, advanced collectors search for perfect specimens or rare errors, turning an ordinary coin into a valuable collectible. In conclusion, the 1988 D 1-cent coin may appear simple, but it represents decades of American tradition, economic adaptation, and national symbolism. From the portrait of Abraham Lincoln to the iconic Lincoln Memorial, from its zinc-based composition to its massive production numbers, every detail tells a story. This coin stands as a reminder that even the smallest piece of currency can carry deep historical meaning. Whether kept in a collection, discovered in loose change, or passed down through generations, the 1988 D penny remains a quiet witness to America's journey through the late 20th century. The 1972 1-cent coin of the United States is more than a small copper coin, it is a silent witness to an important era in American history. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary penny, but behind its simple appearance lies a story of national pride, industrial growth, and artistic tradition. This coin was minted during a period when America was adjusting to social change, economic pressure, and the continuing impact of the Cold War. Every detail on the 1972 penny reflects not only the craftsmanship of the U.S. Mint but also the values and spirit of the nation at that time. The obverse front side of the 1972 1-cent coin features the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a design that has been used since 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of his birth. Lincoln's calm and serious expression represents unity, freedom, and leadership. The word, liberty, appears on the left side of his portrait, while the date, 1972, is placed on the right. Above his head is the famous motto, "In God We Trust," which reminds citizens of the country's spiritual foundation and moral beliefs. This portrait was designed by Victor David Brenner, and it remains one of the most recognized coin designs in the world. The reverse back side of the 1972 penny shows the Lincoln Memorial, a design that was introduced in 1959. In the center of the memorial, one can see a tiny statue of Lincoln seated inside, making this one of the few coins in the world to display the same person on both sides. The words, "United States of America," appear along the top edge, and 1 cent is written boldly at the bottom. Between them is the phrase, "E pluribus unum," meaning, out of many, one. This powerful motto symbolizes the unity of the American people, a message that was especially important during the early 1970s when the nation was facing political tension and social change. The 1972 1-cent coin was produced by the United States Mint in 3 different mint locations: Philadelphia, No Mint Mark, Denver, D Mint Mark, and San Francisco, S Mint Mark, mainly for proof coins. The Philadelphia Mint struck hundreds of millions of coins for daily circulation, while the Denver Mint also produced a very large quantity. The San Francisco Mint focused mostly on proof coins, which were specially made for collectors using polished dies and higher quality striking methods. These proof coins have a mirror-like background and sharp details that make them stand out from regular circulation coins. In terms of composition, the 1972 penny is made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, which gives it a rich reddish-brown color when new. This was before the major composition change in 1982, when copper became more expensive in the U.S. Mint switched to a mostly zinc-based penny. Because of this, the 1972 penny is often appreciated by collectors for its high copper content. It weighs about 3.11 grams and has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters. Its thickness and metallic feel represent the traditional style of American coinage that had been in use for decades. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 1972 1-cent coin is the existence of rare error varieties. Among these, the most famous is the 1972 double die obverse DDO. This error occurred when the coin die received a misaligned impression during the minting process, causing parts of the design, especially the words, "Liberty," and, "In God We Trust," to appear doubled. This variety is highly sought after by collectors and can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on its condition. Such errors turn an ordinary penny into a valuable historical artifact. The year 1972 itself holds an important place in American history. It was a time when the United States was dealing with the Vietnam War, the Watergate scandal was beginning to emerge, and society was undergoing major cultural changes. Music, fashion, and civil rights movements were reshaping the identity of the nation. The 1972 penny circulated in the hands of millions of people during this period, used in shops, vending machines, and everyday transactions, making it a true piece of living history. Each coin passed through countless stories, from a child's first allowance to a worker's daily wage. Collectors today value the 1972 1-cent coin not only for its monetary worth but also for its historical significance. While most regular 1972 pennies are still common and affordable, coins in uncirculated or proof condition can be more desirable. Proof coins from the San Francisco Mint are especially popular because of their bright finish and perfect detail. Error coins, particularly the double die obverse, remain the most valuable and exciting discoveries for numismatists. The cultural meaning of the penny also deserves attention. Even though it has very little purchasing power today, the penny symbolizes the idea that small things can have great importance. The Lincoln penny teaches lessons about patience, heritage, and national pride. It reminds Americans of their past and connects generations through a shared object of daily life. The 1972 penny is part of this long tradition, linking modern times with history through metal and design. Over time, many 1972 pennies have changed color due to oxidation and circulation. Some have turned dark brown, while others retain their original red shine if preserved carefully. Collectors use grading systems to judge their condition, from poor to mint state. Coins with sharp details, clear lettering, and minimal wear are always more valuable. Storage in protective holders helps prevent damage and keeps the coin's surface intact for future generations. In conclusion, the 1972 1-cent United States coin is far more than a simple piece of copper. It represents American values, craftsmanship, and history. From the portrait of Abraham Lincoln to the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, every detail carries symbolic meaning. Its production by different mints, its copper composition, and its rare error varieties make it a fascinating subject for collectors and historians alike. This coin traveled through a decade of transformation in the United States and now stands as a reminder of an era that shaped modern America. Though small in size, the 1972 penny holds a large story within it. It connects the past with the present and proves that even the simplest object can carry deep historical significance. For collectors, students, and history lovers, this coin is not just money, it is a chapter of American heritage preserved in metal, waiting to be discovered and appreciated. The 1996 1-cent coin of the United States is a small object with a powerful story. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary penny, but behind its copper surface lies more than 2 centuries of American history, culture, and economic change. The Lincoln cent, which includes the 1996 issue, represents one of the longest-running coin designs in the world. This coin connects modern America with the legacy of one of its greatest leaders and reflects how everyday money can become a symbol of national identity. The obverse front of the 1996 1-cent coin features the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. His image was first introduced on the penny in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of his birth. The portrait was designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner. Lincoln was chosen because he represented unity, freedom, and the preservation of the nation during the Civil War. By 1996, Lincoln had already appeared on the penny for 87 years, making it one of the most familiar and respected coin designs in American history. Above Lincoln's head appears the word, Liberty, and to the right side is the year, 1996. The phrase, "In God We Trust," is also clearly visible, which has been used on U.S. coins for many decades. These words express the nation's values of freedom, faith, and democracy. If the coin has a small letter such as D or S, it shows where it was minted. A, D means it was produced in Denver, while an S means it was minted in San Francisco. Coins without a mint mark were made in Philadelphia. The reverse back of the 1996 penny shows the Lincoln Memorial, a design that was used from 1959 until 2008. The Lincoln Memorial is one of the most famous monuments in the United States and stands in Washington, D.C. Inside the memorial, a tiny seated statue of Lincoln can be seen engraved in the center of the building. This was the first time in history that the same person appeared on both sides of a coin, Lincoln's portrait on the front and his statue on the back. The reverse also displays the words, United States of America, and 1 cent, along with the national motto, E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many, one. The 1996 1-cent coin was produced by the United States Mint, the official institution responsible for making American coins. Millions of these pennies were struck in 1996 for everyday circulation. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 6 billion pennies, while the Denver Mint also produced several billion. San Francisco mainly produced proof coins for collectors. Because of such high production numbers, the 1996 penny is common and easy to find in circulation even today. In terms of metal composition, the 1996 penny is made primarily of zinc with a thin copper coating. Specifically, it contains about 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. This composition was introduced in 1982 to reduce costs, as pure copper became too expensive for coin production. Even though it looks like copper, the inside of the coin is mostly zinc. This change marked an important chapter in U.S. coin history, showing how economic pressures influence even the smallest denomination of money. The diameter of the 1996 penny is 19.05 millimeters, and it weighs 2.5 grams. Its edge is smooth, without ridges. These physical characteristics make it easy to recognize and use in daily transactions. For many Americans, the penny is the first coin they learn to identify as children, and it often becomes the beginning of an interest in coin collecting. Collectors usually classify the 1996 1-cent coin into 3 main types: Philadelphia no mint mark, Denver D, and San Francisco proof S. The proof coins from San Francisco are specially made with polished dies and mirror-like surfaces. These coins were never meant for circulation and were sold in collector sets. Proof pennies from 1996 are more valuable than regular circulation coins, especially if they are in perfect condition. The value of a 1996 penny depends on its condition. In worn condition, it is usually worth only 1 cent. However, uncirculated coins can be worth more, especially if they have no scratches or damage. Proof coins can be worth several dollars or more, depending on quality and demand. Rare errors, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or missing letters, can make a 1996 penny extremely valuable to collectors. Some error coins have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Historically, the year 1996 was a period of economic growth in the United States. Technology was advancing rapidly, and the internet was beginning to shape modern society. The penny from this year reflects a time when cash was still widely used in daily life. People carried coins in their pockets for shopping, transportation, and vending machines. The 1996 penny was part of this everyday economy and passed through millions of hands across the nation. The Lincoln Memorial design on the reverse side also carries deep symbolic meaning. The memorial represents equality, justice, and remembrance. It is the site of many important speeches and civil rights events, including Martin Luther King Jr.'s famous, "I Have a Dream" speech in 1963. By placing this monument on the penny, the United States honored Lincoln not only as a president but also as a moral leader whose legacy shaped American history. For collectors and historians, the 1996 penny is a reminder that even modern coins can have historical importance. While it may not be rare, it belongs to the long tradition of the Lincoln Cent series, which began in 1909 and continues in modified designs today. Each year's penny tells a story about its time, from the metal it is made of to the number of coins produced. The educational value of the 1996 1-cent coin is also significant. It teaches about American presidents, national symbols, and the evolution of currency. Many schools use pennies to explain history and economics to children. The Lincoln Cent remains one of the most studied and collected coins in the world because of its simple design and deep meaning. In conclusion, the 1 cent United States of America coin 1996 is much more than small change. It represents a bridge between past and present, connecting the legacy of Abraham Lincoln with modern American life. Its design, composition, and mass production tell the story of a nation that honors its heroes while adapting to economic realities. Whether found in a pocket, a jar, or a collector's album, the 1996 penny carries with it the spirit of history, unity, and national pride. This humble coin proves that even the smallest piece of money can hold a powerful story within it.